I had a Sang-froid moment with a parking attendant about 3 weeks ago. True story, beginning of this year. Right, I got into an argument with a parking attendant, and by the end of the dilemma, we walked away smiling as if we were friends. I'll tell you what happened. True story. Right, for work, I drive around. I have to drive around, and I have a permit. And needless to say, I know fairly well how the permit system works. Where to park, where not to park, so you don't get a penalty charge notice, a PCN. So I've been on this visit. And on my way back, I saw a parking attendant standing by my car taking pictures. Evidently, she was in the process of issuing a PCN, or she'd already issued it. So I went up to her and went, "Ma'am, why have you enforced me? Why have you given me a ticket?" And all that, you know what usually comes with when you've just been given a PC. And if you drive in London, you know what I'm talking about. It's the anger, it's the frustration, it's the helplessness, it's a sense of injustice, and I could go on and on and on. So I was getting really heated up, and I had 1,001 reasons why I should not be issued a parking ticket. I have a permit, I'd parked correctly, I hadn't overstayed my time. 3 reasons, and I could have gone on and on and on. She looked at me, and I realized she wasn't saying anything. So I said, just a split second, I said, "So why have you issued me a ticket?" And she went on to explain that I had parked in the wrong borough. Can you imagine? You know, there's some streets in London where it's just a few parking slots that separate one borough from the other. And all the time I'd parked on this street, I never realized I was in another borough. So my ticket covers me for one borough. It doesn't cover me for the next one, just 3 slots away. And that's what happened that day. So with all my justification and all my 1,001 excuses and all my angst at this lady, after she explained it to me, I went, okay. And what happened? I apologized because when I'm doing at work, I wouldn't like to be shouted at, and I can't imagine how working as a parking of enforcement officer, the amount of angst and grrr she will get from people whenever she issues a PCN while she's only doing her job. I mean, you can get a parking ticket for many reasons, but most of the time it's because you have overstayed your time, you're parked in the wrong place, and blah, blah, blah. And in that split second, as I stood beside this lady in the middle of the road, I felt, a little bit ashamed and remorseful, and I apologized. And she smiled again. That disarmed me, honestly. And I said, so I got more clarification from her. So this is where we park, this is where we don't park. Because I know in my mind, I've been parking there lots of times. I never got a ticket. And this time I got one. So all the time I'll be getting away with it. So she enlightened me on where to park and where not to park and a few more things. And when I got back to the office, of course, I went on the online and I did the research. And yeah, she was justified in paying the ticket, in issuing the PCN, and I had to pay the fine. Now, paying the fine is another story. Something else that happened, but I'll stop here for the moment. So, of all the 48,000 parking tickets, PCNs, that are issued almost every day in the borough, how many do you think are issued wrongly or justifiably? And even more emphatically, how predictable are people's reactions when they're issued one, and how justified are they to be angry, to be annoyed, and to be frustrated? And how rare is it to react with kindness after you've been issued a PCN? That was my Sang-froid moment, and I'm glad I held my tongue, held my temper to listen to her and to her reason for issuing the PCN, because at the end of the day she was right. So share your experiences on our platform, Memories Online. Come onto our community on WhatsApp, Community of Kindness, and share your Sang-froid moments. It might not be with a parking ticket or a PCN, it might be something else. When you're at the bus stop and you're running for the bus, and you're waiting for the bus to stop for you, and it drives past. How annoying. Or any other thing, someone takes up your parking space in the parking lot, someone reaches for the last bit of grocery on the shelf, and they walk off without an apology. Any moment that really grates on your nerves and made you have a Sang-froid moment and respond in kindness, we would love to hear about it on our platform, and have a Sang-froid and stress-free week. Take care and God bless.